Pennywise. Bum, 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 bum. Pennywise is a shape-shifting, crazy demon clown guy.
Demonic baby animal.
It's been about 2 months, still haven't seen Pennywise. Today will be the first day.
I see him in like 4 hours. They're gonna put him in the place that we're about to film, and then when we go in there, they're gonna have our first reaction. I'm excited. I'm like really excited.
We've only seen him like in a video, but we've never seen him like in real life. How scary this house is and how scary he is, man, it's not gonna be any acting. It's really gonna be scary.
There's something always off about clowns. There's never a well-finished, happy clown. There's something off all the time. It's in their makeup, in their hair, in their dress. So I never understood why they would be attractive to kids. Actually, I think they repel kids more than anything else. They definitely repelled me.
Well, the clown is a bait. It's an incarnation that basically is designed to attract children because children like clowns, supposedly.
Pennywise is a tricky character because it essentially is an entity that's been around since before time, essentially, in a different world, in a different dimension. And he comes to Earth and hibernates, and then he's awoken and he starts feeding off of humans, preferably children. And Pennywise is one of his shapes that he takes to kind of lure children in and to feed off of them. Even just to audition for this part was fun for me, because it was just like, do your interpretation of what you think the clown would be.
What I remember most about first seeing his audition was that he put the makeup on. And I don't remember anybody else putting the makeup on. From the first time you saw him, you weren't seeing him, you were seeing his interpretation of a clown, and you were also seeing that he was committed to the point where he had someone do his makeup. Passion often wins the day, and Bill brought incredible passion. He chased this role, he knew he could do it, and he was going to make us understand that he could do it. But certainly in our mind, in Andy's mind, the decision was a very easy one.
I probably connected with his madness and the inner balance of someone who can look very cute and sweet and childlike, but is hiding something terrifying. And when I saw Bill for the first time, I saw it immediately.
Where are you going at?
His performance was brilliant because he was on that verge. I saw his eyes. He was basically transmitting something so powerful that I got very curious.
It meant a lot for me that Andy responded to whatever I did. And because of that, we did have kind of a connection from the beginning. He trusted me and I trusted him. So we kind of both figured out what the character was together, and then I could really go for it and know that I was in good hands.
Well, float down here.
Apart from being an incredibly talented actor, he has an amazing control over his body and some weird control of his face in particular.
I do this thing with my lip. It's a thing that I've been doing since I was a little kid. And I always wanted to bring this lip thing into a character. So going into the audition, I was like I wanted to use the face and play around with that.
I wanted to give Pennywise a walled eye, because in my vision of the character, sometimes his eye would fall off, and something that was very cute and sweet turns into something much more unsettling because he has that weird balance. So when I mentioned that I wanted to do that digitally, he said, I can do it.
I had kind of a lazy eye and I can make it go.
It was crazy because what are the chances that the actor that you cast can do that practically?
I'm not afraid of you.
There was all these different things that I've been meaning to put into a character. Then this character appeared, and I just kind of put all these things together to make as much of a weird, disturbing performance as possible.
Egg boy!
It was hard for me to figure out what the character looked or moved like or anything, because such a big part of it is the makeup and the costume. And I didn't know what that would be or how it would look or how it would feel to have on you. So going into it, I kind of really broke down the character intellectually, like what I think this entity is, but I couldn't really physically become him until I got all the makeup and the costume on.
And he's a very visual person, and he's constantly drawing and drawing and drawing. And I think that was the Pennywise he would get when he would close his eyes.
My approach to the look and behavior of Pennywise was based on the essence of the character from the book, but also on a different perception of the character, which was more edgy. I wanted him to bring something new to the story. I wanted him to be more unpredictable and mad. And Bill is an actor that naturally brings that to the set because he never does the same thing. He's always bringing a little bit of nuance in every take that he does, and that's priceless.
It mentions in the novel somewhere Pennywise is its favorite form. He really enjoys doing the clown. So that was something that I wanted to play up as well, that he's having fun while he's doing this.
Beep, beep, Richie.
You're playing an entity that's playing a clown. So it's like these kind of steps. And I wanted to get that into the character, that there's kind of glitches almost, that it's not just a clown, it's just something off, something weirder, something even more sinister. I wanted to create this feeling that you never know what's gonna happen when the clown's around.
Again, it's a shapeshifter. So in the beginning, we see him in the storm drain. He has these beautiful blue eyes, which are Bill's eyes, and we didn't want to hide them because that's a moment when he wants to lure Georgie in.
The childlike thing was part of the visual look of him. There's prosthetic pieces around my cheeks to kind of get those little childlike roundness of the face. There's the teeth. Pennywise is created out of the imagination of children.
Time to float.
So he lives and breathes by children, or because of children in a sense. So it only made sense to me that there's a childlike quality to him because he's forever linked to children.
No, don't. Let him go.
No, I'll take him. I'll take all of you. And I'll feast on your flesh as I feed on your fear.
Seeing Bill in costume was overpowering.
I did have a separation because of everything, and you walk out to the crew and they go like, "Oh, hey Bill, how are you? Go, those eyes are cool." Yeah, it was a hard time for people even to just like be normal around you as well because of how you looked. It was by far also, in a way, the loneliest production I've ever worked on, at least from my part, you know. But I think it also benefited and helped the performance.
Dressed as Pennywise, he'd be so massive and overpowering and would look down on you, sometimes with his yellow eyes, sometimes with his blue eyes.
There was just so much going into putting on the makeup and the outfit and everything, and it's very uncomfortable. So I had kind of my little team, like the little Pennywise squad, which is Neil and Shane, was the two prosthetics guys, and Miranda overseered my costume, and Jasmine to put in my contacts. Like, we were a little crew of like my team of people. They were the ones that saw me, did me, and made Pennywise come to life. And then I would go to set, and then there would be this little Pennywise tent where I would just sit by myself. So there was this huge kind of detachment from the crew and me as a person because there was just so much going on. And then a lot of the scenes that I do really demanded your focus, and you just needed to be in sort of a state of mind at least, or I wanted to be in a state of mind at least.
And also, we wanted to keep him away from the kids as much as possible because we wanted their reaction to be real.
They've been very secretive. Andy's been very secretive of it. I saw a picture. I don't know if it was. I've seen character models, but I was shooting and I saw something on Barbara's computer that I probably shouldn't have seen. I don't know if it was him, but it might have been a character model. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
The kids have shot like a month and a half already, and they've gotten to know each other, and they were all like kind of best buddies at this point. And nobody had seen Pennywise, or not, the kids hadn't seen me at least.
Have you guys seen Pennywise yet?
Nope. No.
We're not allowed to see him. Oh, I think that. I'm gonna call he has blue hair.
I'm gonna say he's.
I already think I know.
I heard something. I heard one thing. That he has
a
one
mime.
green eye and one orange eye.
He's supposed to look like a mime. Something like a mime.
That's the only thing
I heard from Andy.
I wanted to keep the distance between Bill and the kids because I wanted to carry that tension to the set until the last moment. Of course, it's normally good for one scene, but that one scene was very essential because it was the moment where all the losers confront Pennywise.
I think we all also decided mutually that it would be good to see him for the first time and just be freaked out. Cause like in my stomach, I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is good. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be amazing. And it was, and it was terrifying.
If you see Bill like walking into the set, he's like this impulsive 6'4" guy with a giant head and crazy hair and these crazy eyes. And the fact that he kept the distance with the rest of the kids generated another uncomfortableness in them. And I think the tension was very palpable and the scare was real.
I'm not real enough for you.
He's just so sporadic. You don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know if he's gonna love you, kill you, choke you. It's scary. I don't know what else to say. It's just scary.
It wasn't real enough for Georgie.
Oh my God. I still haven't seen Bill in real life, like actually as Bill since the table read, which was at the start of June.
The first scene I shot was with Jack. I think it's probably one of the, if not the most intense scene in the film in terms of Pennywise and another actor, because it's so in his face.
Oh, wow. Yeah, his warm-up routine is insane. Like, he's getting his hair and makeup stuff, he goes, and he just freaks out. It's insane.
As soon as it called action, it's on, and it's like me trying to be as kind of horrific as I can, and loud and physical and like all these things. I really get into his face, and he's like crying and like gagging because I'm drooling on him.
Tasty, tasty, beautiful fear.
Andy has a thing with spit and drool. Like, I don't know what it is that appeals him about spit, but there's something about it that he loves. So I got a lot of drool on me.
He's very drooly, and he brought this to the character, and it's a great thing because it's like Pennywise, he gets hungry in the presence of, scared children.
So basically, Pennywise is slamming Jack or Eddie against the wall, and they're both so great. I mean, this is the first day or second day with Pennywise, and he's insane.
As I'm doing it, I'm like, this is great, but like I can't pull back now because we're rolling, and then a cut, fantastic cut. And I just go like, okay, Jack, are you okay? And he just goes like, oh, that was awesome, man. That was awesome. That was awesome. I love what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing. Love what you're doing.
Bill is young. He's 25, super athletic. We were shocked at how little stunt work we had to use. He was so physical that we barely needed any of it.
I'm all for having a stunt guy doing something that's dangerous. There's so much about some of the fight sequences in the movie where Pennywise's physicality must be Pennywise's physicality, and I wanted to bring my movement and physicality in as much as I could. It was exhausting. We would do the scene, and it's like so much physicality and noise and screaming, and I would messing up my voice, and the kids are like all fighting. And as soon as they said cut, I'm like on the ground, just like just breathing, and like so the kids walk over. It's like, hey, Bill, you okay, man? You okay? Yeah, it just a second, just let me catch my breath here.
I feel bad. I'm hitting Bill really hard. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm hitting him hard to me. For him, it's like a baby tap.
Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown. Pennywise? Yes, meet Georgie. Georgie, meet Pennywise.
I knew that there was something in the character that would grow during the shoot and something that we would discover. I think it was a great idea that we left that opening scene for the end because we learned so much about Pennywise. By going down that journey, both of us observing what was going on and basically paying attention to that evolution in performance and realizing what worked and what didn't.
Can you smell the circus, Georgie? There's peanuts, cotton candy,
There was a lot of pressure to get that scene right. That we created, it's a pressure we created, Andy and I. It's iconic because it's very clearly an important moment in the book. And it's true that if you were exposed at any time of your life to it, you're gonna think of that. It's very difficult, for me at least, to look at a storm drain and not think of Pennywise lurking.
I should get going now.
Without your boat?
The result of that exploration basically paved the way for making that conversation between Georgie and Pennywise something that we could calculate better. I couldn't be more happy with the result.
I think this is probably the most exhausting character I've ever played. Every scene I'm in this film is just 100% energy at all times. So it wasn't easy at all.
When you're creating a character that is unpredictable, you definitely can use versatility in the performance. And that's definitely, if you see the movie, you can notice, you can see how that unpredictability plays, and it plays into the scary. Working with Bill was a real blast.
It is different, obviously, like any adaptation should be, but the essence is so much there. And then having someone like Stephen King approving of it, when he saw it, it's the seal of approval that you would want, right? The guy that created the novel thinks the movie did a good job. So I do hope that fans will feel the same way.